The New York Giants 2020 offseason, in my opinion, was very good. Here's why I think why. Starting with the draft, number 4 slot, picking tackle out of Georgia, Andrew Thomas. Great investment in the offensive line. I love the hog mollies. It's exactly what the team needed. It was a no-brainer type pick. Would have loved to have gotten Chase Young, but we all knew that wasn't happening once he went number 2 overall. But since the Giants remained at 4, didn't trade back, didn't try to get any other draft capital from anybody else, they went with what they needed, and they really needed an offensive tackle.
I really like Andrew Thomas at that spot. People said, well, maybe Mekhi Becton, Tristan Wirfs, Jedrick Wills. Look, bottom line was, in this past draft, there was no clear-cut number 1 tackle. I respect what they did getting the guy that they wanted and not just making a pick because it's what Mel Kiper thought was the best pick.
Yeah, and all those guys that you named, all incredibly gifted, talented, skilled offensive linemen who I do think that any one of those guys could have fit into our system extremely well. But I'm actually very, very, very happy with the pick in Andrew Thomas. And staying within the 2020 draft, I think the Giants got one of the biggest steals of the draft in Xavier McKinney. He is going to be a beast. And on top of that, he's going to be a leader, a vocal leader, which is something our defense desperately needs. When we start talking about vocal leaders on the Giants defense, we haven't really had a guy that can stand up and kind of give those speed, in my opinion, since like John Beeson. But even when you look at a guy like John Beeson, he could not stay on the field. So obviously praying for health and injury-free.
According to you, New York is the place where good linebackers go to die. That's probably why they drafted
I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that. I'm just saying that it's unfortunate that guys who play the linebacker position come to New York and get hurt. I do think that the biggest acquisition coming to the team, though, is not a player. It's actually the coach. And I really feel like Joe Judge is going to create change within the organization. He seems like the guy that understands that I don't have to be the offensive coordinator. I need to be the head coach. And a good head coach, in my opinion, is a facilitator, is somebody that knows his guys, but also knows that he has to trust the men that he hired to handle each position in the room or each position on the team. One of the biggest losses for the New York Giants this year didn't really come from a specific player. It just came from the fact that they weren't able to draft a top-notch D-end, whether in free agency or in the draft. And that means that the team is going to have to look within on their own depth chart to get the edge presence that they need to kind of be disruptive. Now, Marcus Golden is coming back to the team. He did make a pretty good impact last year, but we really need somebody that can get to the quarterback on a consistent basis, whether that be Lorenzo Carter or Shane Zimenez. So we're going to have to see if either of those guys can kind of step up, or maybe one of these rookies that they just drafted can step up as well. I have the team going much better than they did last year, but an improvement from last year at 8-8 is an improvement. It's not, I don't think we're going to win the division. I do think we'll be able to steal a couple of games within the division, but I don't see us going past 8 wins. As for an offseason grade, I give us a B-. Call me biased. I think we did a great job.